Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and across the globe to Meet the News on Global Television. I am Anita Patrick. Well, this news is coming to you live from Nation's capital. Like we said, a quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and on Star Times 276. Now the news in full. Rivers State government has announced the commencement of the transition from emergency rule to democratic governance. A statement by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Ibibia Lucky Worika, invited all critical stakeholders to a church service as part of transition process. The development comes nearly 6 months after President Bola Tinubu declared a state of emergency in the state. Meanwhile, Rivers State Administrator retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas has declared that the mandate given to him by President Bola Tinubu has been sufficiently achieved following the restoration of democratic governance at the grassroots level. He made the declaration at Government House, Port Harcourt, during the formal presentation of the report of the just concluded local government elections by the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission. The administrator said the successful conduct of the polls and the swearing-in of the elected chairmen and councillors across the 23 local governments had fulfilled that mandate. Away from that, the national chairman of Pan-Niger Delta Forum, Godnose Igali, has charged Niger Deltans to unite and speak with one voice to achieve purposeful development in the region. In a statement signed by Forum's National Publicity Secretary, Dr. Obiwubi Omini-Mini, the chairman disclosed plans to organize a Niger Delta Cultural Festival in Lagos, where the body will showcase the unity of the people. Igali lamented that the marginalization of Niger Delta people started before independence, which according to him led to its leaders protesting in London, resulting in the delay of Nigeria's independence and the setting up of the Willie Kids Commission. Minister of Information and National Orientation Mohammed Idris has commended celebrity chef Hilda Bache for her ongoing attempt to set a new Guinness World Record by cooking the world's largest pot of jollof rice. The minister, who described the efforts as another demonstration of Nigeria's global excellence, gave the commendation through the Director General of the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, Dr. Olalekan Fadulokpo, at the event venue in Echo Hotel and Suites in Lagos. Bachi, who shot to fame in 2023 after breaking the Guinness World Record for the longest cooking marathon with a 93-hour effort, is now taking an ambitious challenge using a 6-meter wide custom-built pot. We wish her all the best. Well, the recently announced secondary school curriculum reform has continued to generate mixed reactions. While some see it as a milestone for Nigerian education, others are raising concerns about its implementation. Our correspondent Priscilla Obasi took to the streets of Abuja to get the views of school owners and citizens.
For years, Nigerian students have studied under a curriculum widely criticized for being outdated and overly exam-focused. But from September 2025, the federal government says things will change. The new curriculum introduces artificial intelligence modules, robotics, cybersecurity basics, digital entrepreneurship, journalism, and advanced language studies. Officials say the goal is to prepare Nigerian students for the realities of the digital age. While some citizens welcome the reform as a bold and progressive step, others expressed concern over how it will be implemented, citing inadequate facilities, lack of digital infrastructure, and shortage of qualified teachers.
It's even too late as I speak. It's a welcome development. This is 21st century. We are far lacking behind. What's the essence of introducing 20 textbooks, 15 textbooks you are reading without practical?
Well, if they can implement it, is good. But what about people in the rural area? Government have a good intention, but implementation is the issue. Because we have a rural area I hope they no go leave them behind.
Some school owners and heads told Global Television that many private institutions have already integrated such subjects into their teaching and that the new curriculum will not be strange to them.
Okay, for us, we are very prepared because prior to now, we are known for creativity and innovation in our school. We are hands-on, and even before the curriculum, we've always engaged our students and pupils in all of this. So we are very ready.
I have looked at it closely. There are similarities between the reforms that the federal government in Nigeria is bringing into the educational system that you have already in the British system, and then you have in what we practice here at Spring Hall. If you notice, you find out that the reforms are then beginning to gear towards entrepreneurial skills, ICT, as well as trade skills. And we already have that embedded in the British national curriculum in some of the subjects we've been offering here as well.
Despite concerns, many agreed that the reform was long overdue. Stakeholders said that if properly implemented, the new curriculum could bridge the skill gap and make Nigerian graduates more globally competitive. As schools prepare to resume, the debate continues. Will the reform transform classrooms into centers of innovation, or will it remain another well-intentioned policy struggling against the reality of underfunded schools? Priscilla Obasi, Global Television News.
The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, has charged Nigerian Navy personnel to remain proactive, adaptable, and forward-thinking in addressing insecurity. He gave the charge at the graduation of the Naval Police Officer Basic Course 14 and Able Regulators Qualifying Course 16 at the Provost and Regulating School in Makurdi, Benue State. Moving on, peer influence remains one of the most powerful forces shaping the lives of young people across the globe, and Nigeria is no exception. While it sometimes drives positive change, experts warn it can also lure youths into destructive choices. Let's take other stories also. Let's quickly take this quick break rather. When we come back, you're watching the live broadcast of Midday News. When Midday News return, Dangote starts free fuel distribution on Monday. Details coming shortly, plus business and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. Welcome back. In business, in the bustling markets in Nigeria, especially in the western parts of the country, the rich indigo hues of Adire, Nigeria's traditional tie and dye, flutter proudly in the wind. They are more than fabric, they are stories woven in color, tradition, and identity. Well, we'll bring you that story in our subsequent bulletin. Let's move away from that. The Dangote refinery will start the free fuel distribution scheme on Monday. The Dangote Group spokesman Anthony Chejina said in a statement that the scheme would start with the Southwest, the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Kwara, Delta, Rivers, and Edo states. Chejina noted that the refinery has also dropped petrol retail prices to 841 naira per litre in Lagos and Southwest and 851 naira per litre in Abuja, Edo, Kwara, Rivers, and Delta states. Nigeria faces the threat of nationwide blackouts as gas companies reduce their supply to power plants due to an outstanding 5.6 trillion naira debt owed to power generating companies. The Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of the Association of Power Generation Companies, Dr. Joy Ogaji, confirmed the development in an interview, warning that the situation, if not urgently addressed, could push Nigeria deeper into darkness. This warning came shortly after another national grid collapse threw the entire country into blackouts earlier in the week. Although partial restoration has since brought back about 4,000 megawatts, many plants are still operating below capacity. Meanwhile, British International Investment, the United Kingdom's development finance institutions, in partnership with Odyssey, has launched a $7.5 million financing facility to accelerate the deployment of mini-grids across Nigeria. Speaking on the initiative, the Deputy British High Commissioner, Johnny Baxter, says the investment reflects the United Kingdom's confidence in Nigeria's clean energy sector. The partner stated that the new funding will help develop a scale-up mini-grid project, which are regarded as cost-effective solutions for electrifying off-grid areas, thereby fostering economic growth and improving livelihoods. This is because the facility is expected to expand access to clean and reliable energy for underserved communities, strengthening Nigeria's energy transition agenda and support rural electrification initiatives. While to some parliamentary stories, the House of Representatives says it is moving to reposition Nigeria's solid minerals sector as part of efforts to diversify the economy beyond oil. Speaker Tajuddin Abbas made this known at a public hearing on 12 bills aimed at reforming the sector. Our National Assembly correspondent tells us more. Represented by lawmaker Mark Oseni, the Speaker stressed that developing the solid mineral sector is not an option, but an imperative for building a resilient and inclusive economy. The Speaker explained that the public hearing provides a vital platform for citizens and stakeholders to make contributions that will shape the future of the sector.
The bills to establish multiple federal institutes of mining and geosciences across various states, Garagu in Nasarawa State, Takum in Taraba State, Ikoro in Ekiti State, Akampa in Cross River State, Gusau in Zamfara State, and Umuahia in Abia State, are a testament to our commitment to building the intellectual and technical capacity required to harness our mineral wealth responsibly.
Chairman of the House Committee on Solid Minerals, Jonathan Gwefe, said the exercise is both a constitutional duty and a strategic step towards repositioning the sector as a true pillar of economic transformation.
If 10% of all what had been generated from oil in River State was being put as a community development association to develop River State, where do you think River State would have been today? So please, we must have a human face to all we're doing.
Some stakeholders at the hearing also contributed their thoughts on the way forward, stating that the solid mineral sector is an integral part of developing a robust economy, taking attention away from oil revenue.
Instead of having clear-cut institutes in all parts of the geopolitical zone, we have some schools of excellence. Take, for instance, in Jos, where you have the University of Jos. And University of Jos has a department of mining and geology. And you make this research and development and skills acquisition a major input, not just from government, but from even operators in the industry.
Community Development Commission, to me, it's not going to really help the mining sector itself, because it's like putting more obstacles in the path of investment in this sector.
Lawmakers insist that input from stakeholders will be key in refining the bills into forward-looking legislation capable of harnessing Nigeria's mineral wealth for national development. Annie Patrick, reporting for Global TV. Still in business, in the bustling markets in Nigeria, especially in the western parts of the country, the rich indigo hues of Adire, Nigeria's traditional attire, Nigeria's tie and dye flutter proudly in the wind. They are modern fabric. They are stories woven in color, tradition, and identity. Our global television correspondent Sadia Yakubu takes us into the world of this popular Yoruba attire. Let's take the report.
Tie and dye, known locally as Adire in Yoruba language, is one of Nigeria's oldest textile traditions, rooted in centuries of artistry. It involves the intricate process of folding, tying, stitching, or plaiting fabrics. The dyeing is with natural or synthetic colors, most famously the deep blue from local indigo leaves.
Because I love it. It's actually a renewed fashion known by mostly the Yorubas.
Historically worn by royalty and women of status, tie and dye fabrics today have made a modern comeback, seen on runways, in fashion boutiques, and on the streets, proudly worn by youth reclaiming cultural pride. Beyond fashion, tie and dye is a symbol of resilience. In a fast-changing world, this craft continues to empower communities, especially women, providing income and preserving heritage.
Adire market is okay. It's moving well because of time. You know, this kind of Adire you see, you used to buy time. Like because of some guests are using it to sew trouser with it, use it with another color of follow at it. You understand? So they used to buy it.
Today, young designers are blending old techniques with new trends, with mixing patterns, introducing bold colors, and experimenting with global styles. Workshops and cultural centers across Nigeria, and now teaching the younger generation this tireless skill.
This time around, I'm seeing it, people wearing it. I think it's kind of different, and people were wearing different style of Adire. You understand? And again, when you have a very good tailor that can sew it for you, you understand? You are going to love it.
From the Art and Culture Center in Abuja to Indigo Pits of Osogbo to the art schools of Lagos and other cities, producing Adire, the beauty of tie and dye lives on, not just in the colors and patterns, but in the cultural pride it inspires.
In every swill and speech of color lies a story of identity, creativity, and Nigerian heritage. A reminder that even in modern times, our culture remains beautiful, dyed in tradition. Sadia Yakubu reporting for Global Television.
Beautiful report you have there, the tie and dye for Nigerian locally produced material. Let's move to the foreign scene. Nigeria has joined 141 other countries to endorse New York Declaration on Two-State Solution between Israel and Palestine at the United Nations headquarters in New York. Applause rang out in the United Nations General Assembly Hall as countries endorsed the declaration on the peaceful settlement of the question of Palestine and implementation of the two-state solution with Israel. The New York Declaration is the outcome of an international conference held in July at UN headquarters, organized by France and Saudi Arabia, which resumes later this month. The United States, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and the United Arab Emirates have put forward a proposal for a 3-month humanitarian truce in Sudan, followed by a permanent ceasefire. In a joint statement, foreign ministers of the 4 countries called for a 9-month transitional process following the truce to establish civilian-led governance. Sudan has been engulfed by civil war since April 2023, when tensions between the armed forces and the paramilitary rapid support forces erupted into open warfare. The fighting has created one of the world's worst humanitarian crises, with some 40,000 people killed and more than 12 million people displaced. Many of those who remain in the country have been pushed to the brink of famine. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, Secretary General Mark Rutte says the body has launched an initiative to reinforce the defense of Europe's eastern flank after a Russian drone incursion into Polish airspace this week. Rutte said The Eastern Century operation will commence in the coming days and will involve assets from Denmark, France, the United Kingdom, Germany, and others. He added that the Eastern Century will add flexibility and strengthen to NATO's posture. The Secretary General stated that Russia's dangerous and unacceptable drone incursion on Wednesday was not an isolated incident. And in sport, Nigeria's Kadri Haruna was knocked out of the World Table Tennis Championship Mako 2025 after losing 3-1 to Germany's Patrick Franziska in men's singles round of 16. The world number 26 fell to defeat despite taking the third set, with Franziska winning 11-8, 11-15, 11-5, 11-13, 11-7 at the Infinity Arena. Haruna had produced one of his sharpest display in months during Tuesday's first round, where he brushed side China's Han Liuzeng in straight games 11-3, 11-8, 11-8. Well, let's move away to other stories. Former world champion and women's 100-meter hurdles record holder Tobi Amosun has criticized Nigerian authorities over the kits provided for herself and other athletes representing the country at the 2025 World Championship in Tokyo, Japan. In a video she shared on her Snapchat, Amosun said, unlike other countries that provide their continent with kits in suitcases, the Nigerian government hands them their own kits in nylon bags with little or nothing significant in them. With just a few hours to the kickoff of the championship, Amosun voiced her concerns over what she perceived as unprofessionalism and lack of coordination within the Athletics Federation of Nigeria. Nottingham Forest defender Ola Aina has been ruled out of 3 months with a hamstring injury sustained on international duty. The right back limped off in the 10th minute of Nigeria's 1-1 World Cup qualifying draw with South Africa, and scans have confirmed the severity of the injury. Subsequent scans carried out in conjunction with Nottingham Forest medical team revealed that the versatile fullback will be sidelined until early December at the earliest. That's it on Midday News. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV, Globe Channel 365 and on Star Time Channel 276. Kindly follow us across all our social media platforms now showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. I am Anita Patrick. Thank you for always being out there for us. Have a lovely day.